Title: The echo of the summit. The air grew denser with each step, colder, heavier. My backpack seemed to multiply in weight, clinging to the earth as I ascended the rugged path. There were 4 of us, lost in the immensity of that forgotten mountain, drawn by the promises of panoramic views and pure air. We were tourists, naive adventurers seeking to escape the asphalt and the noise. Naive. The mountain, nameless on the maps we managed to find, stood alone, like a decayed tooth in the jaw of the earth. The locals whispered legends about it, tales of ancient spirits and forgotten rituals. We, of course, ignored them. Adventure was more appealing than superstition. As evening fell, the forest closed in around us. The trees, twisted and gnarled, seemed to watch us with inscrutable eyes. The silence was almost absolute, broken only by the crunching of leaves under our boots and the accelerated beat of our hearts. We had lost the marked path hours ago, guiding ourselves only by intuition and the vague hope of reaching the summit before nightfall. It was then that we heard it. A distant murmur, a deep chant that resonated in the depths of the valley. At first, we mistook it for the wind, a peculiar acoustic feature of the mountain. But as we advanced, the murmur became clearer, more defined, until it became a chorus of resonant voices. Curiosity, that old companion of human stupidity, drove us forward. We crossed a clearing, dodging moss-covered rocks, until we reached the edge of a precipice. Below, in an esplanade illuminated by the fading light of the setting sun, a crowd was gathered. They wore dark robes, their faces hidden by hoods. Around a roughly hewn stone altar, they danced to the rhythm of guttural drums, their bodies contorting in strange and unnatural movements. The chanting intensified, a hypnotic mantra that seemed to pierce the very rock of the mountain. A cult, Elena, the most skeptical of the group, whispered with a mixture of fascination and fear. Some group of religious fanatics. We observed in silence, paralyzed by the scene unfolding before our eyes. The leader, an imposing figure with a raven mask, raised his arms to the sky. The chanting reached a frenzied crescendo, a desperate cry that chilled the blood. Then, I saw it. Tied to the altar, a man struggled in vain against his bonds. He was young, perhaps our age. His face, pale and terrified, was bathed in sweat. We understood then the nature of the ritual. It was not a simple ceremony. It was a sacrifice. The horror awakened us from our stupor. We wanted to flee, to get as far away as possible from that cursed place. But it was too late. They had seen us. A group of hooded figures separated from the crowd and began to ascend the slope in our direction. They moved with surprising agility, as if the mountain itself obeyed them. We ran. We ran with the desperation of the damned, stumbling and falling as the echo of the drums resonated in our ears. The forest, once a refuge, had become a trap. The branches scratched our skin, the roots tripped us. The darkness loomed over us, threatening and relentless. We scattered. We were easy prey, separated and vulnerable. In the distance, I heard Marco's screams, drowned out by the sex chanting. Then, silence. An even more terrifying silence. I managed to hide in a cave, a dark and damp hole in the rock wall. I curled up in the back, shivering with cold and terror, waiting for the inevitable. I heard their footsteps approaching, the rustling of their robes in the undergrowth, the guttural sound of their chants. Hours passed, maybe days. Time lost all meaning. Fear became my only companion. Then, I heard it. A voice. A soft, melodious voice that seemed to emanate from the rock itself. "Join us," it whispered. "Free yourself from fear. Abandon the pain. Join the harmony of the mountain." The voice was hypnotic, persuasive. It promised peace, oblivion, a way out of my torment. Slowly, very slowly, I began to feel drawn to it. Logic, common sense, morality. Everything faded before the promise of relief. I came out of the cave. The full moon illuminated the mountain, revealing a landscape bathed in a spectral light. The members of the sect were waiting for me. Their faces, previously hidden, were now visible in the moonlight. They were smiling. Smiling with an expression of beatific calm that chilled my blood. The leader, with his raven mask, approached me. He extended his bony hand and offered me a dark robe. "Join us," the voice repeated, now amplified by the sect's chorus. "Become one with the mountain." I looked at the robe. I looked at the smiling faces. I looked at the summit of the mountain, where the stone altar awaited its next victim. And then, I understood. The voice was not the mountain. It was the sect. It was the corrupting power emanating from that cursed place, an ancestral force that fed on fear and despair. I rejected the robe. The leader's face darkened. The smile vanished, replaced by an expression of implacable fury. You have chosen your destiny, he growled. They attacked me. I don't remember much of what happened next. Only fragments, screams, blows, the sensation of falling, the darkness. I woke up at dawn, lying on the mountainside. I was covered in wounds and bruises, but alive. Miraculously alive. I managed to reach the nearest village. I told my story to the police. They thought I was crazy. They found no trace of the sect, nor of the altar, nor of my companions. The mountain guarded its secrets. I returned to the city. I tried to forget. But the echo of the summit resonated within me, a constant warning, a reminder of the darkness that lurks in the most remote places on earth, and in the darkest corners of the human mind. Sometimes, when I sleep, I hear the voice. The soft, melodious voice that invites me to join them. And sometimes, I wonder if I shouldn't have accepted the rope. Perhaps, in the end, it would have been better to join the harmony of the mountain. Perhaps, in the end, it would have been better to let myself be consumed by the echo of the summit. Because now I know that I can never truly escape from it. The mountain claims me, and I, inevitably, will return. I have aimed for a natural and evocative tone in the English translation, while remaining faithful to the original meaning. I hope this meets your needs.